We are now on page number 30. Jesus teaches about the gift of faith. Faith is a gift from God that helps us to believe and trust in Him. Jesus teaches us about faith in God by His stories and His actions. One day Jesus was teaching, and the apostles said to the Lord, "Increase our faith." The Lord replied, "If you have the faith the size of a mustard seed, you would say to a mulberry tree, 'Be uprooted and planted in the sea,' and it would obey you?" A mustard seed is very, very tiny. It is about the size of the tip of a pencil, the pencil point. A mulberry tree is very strong. Imagine being able to make the tree lift itself up and go into the sea. Jesus was telling his apostles that faith is extremely powerful. Faith allows us to believe what we cannot see or feel or touch. So if you had as much faith as in a mustard seed, very small, you would be able to do amazing things. Jesus dies and rises to save us. Jesus lived a life in such a way that people knew he loved God. Some powerful people, they hated Jesus because of what he did and said. Jesus was arrested. He was put to death like a criminal. Jesus was crucified, which means he was nailed to a cross. Yet even as he was dying, Jesus prayed, "Father, forgive them. They now know not what they do." Mary, the mother of Jesus, and other women, disciples, stayed by Jesus' cross with John the apostle and the other disciples, hid because they were afraid. After Jesus died, his body was laid in a tomb. Jesus was a really good person. He didn't deserve to die. The people in charge, they feared Jesus. They knew he was very special. They saw that lots of people were starting to follow him, and they were starting to listen to him. And the people in charge thought that they were going to lose their power because Jesus was so inviting to people. People came from everywhere and they admired him. Right? He was a role model. And the people in charge didn't want that. They wanted to be the people that were admired and and as a role model. So what they did was they sentenced him to death. And in those days, he had to be crucified, which means they had put nails in him and hung him on a cross. And even when he was dying, he says to his Father, "Father, forgive them. They know not what they do." Could you forgive someone who was hurting you so badly? When you think about it, Jesus was able to forgive people who were torturing him. So when you think of all the little arguments we have and the little fights we have, I think we could forgive. I really do. They're not that important, right? I think we could be a forgiving people also. Early Sunday morning, some women returned to the tomb where Jesus was buried, and they were carrying oils and spices to anoint the body of Jesus. When they reached the tomb, they saw that it was empty. The body of Jesus was not even in the tomb. Two men in dazzling garments told the women, "He's not in here, but he has been raised." The women went and told the apostles the great news. And Jesus, as was being raised from the dead, is called the resurrection. Jesus died and rose so that all people could be saved and live with God forever.